Good morning, everybody. A happy Tuesday to you all. Now, yesterday we talked about how the thought works and how it operates, and how the brain functions within us. A little bit of it. Today, I'm going to talk about the mechanics of the thought, how the thought is passing through the brain, and how you take the actions. Now, if you consider a thought which is coming from the higher intelligence, that we call it. So once you consider the thought coming from there, how does it come? It comes into your mind, then it goes to the brain. From the brain, it gives command to the body to take the next necessary action. Now, let me tell you one thing. The brain, the mind, these are two different things. The mind body and the physical body is something different. So whatever is in the mind is the subjective part, the spiritual part, and that comes into the brain, and the brain that is there works on the signals coming from the mind, and then it gives the command to the body to take actions. Now let us consider this one thing. You are, as said, 90% of the people are working on the left brain side. Yesterday I told you the brain has got two hemispheres. One is the left hemisphere, one is the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere is basically the logical, analytical part of it, and the right hemisphere is the spiritual part of it. Joy, happiness, intuition, whatever you may call it. Okay. So, and in the mind, there are four compartments. There are four different levels of the mind. The first level is the normal conscious level. The second level is the subconscious level. The third is the deep subconscious level, and the fourth is the superconscious level. Now, these four levels of the mind we will discuss a bit later, but today what we are going to talk about is the mechanics, how the thought gets processed. The most important part of the mind is the second layer, that is the subconscious layer, because right from the birth everything gets stored in your subconscious mind. It's the limiting beliefs, the mental blocks, your experiences, the events that take place in your life, in your reality, and everything gets stored there. So what do we do in that? We are creating a software in your subconscious mind. When a thought comes, gets processed into the software, gives the command to the brain. Now if you are a normal left brain operator, which normally are people, 90% of us, the left brain takes only the analytical or the logical view of that thought that comes, the processed thought that comes from the mind, gives the command, and we take the action. Okay, so if we are really putting it out into a sketch form, like this is your mind. Okay, a thought comes from here. So this is your, say, left lobe, this is your right lobe. Thought coming from here, if it is your 90% people conscious mind and logical, goes to the body, and the body gives out a result. Okay, this is how it happens. Now, however, if we are doing the normal processes of clearing out your subconscious mind, this shaded portion, we are trying to make it more and more whiter, then we get inspiration. That inspiration comes into our brains, and when we are doing this cleaning, what is happening is left and the right lobe of the brain, they start operating together at a certain frequency. Yes, that frequency is known as the center. This center is said to be at 10 cycles per second. That is the frequency at which the brain starts vibrating when you are clearing your subconscious mind and getting inspiration, and both these loops start working. So it happens that the thought comes to the right brain. The right brain is a more logical, spiritual side. It gives the command to the left brain to further give the command to the body, and it gives out a result. This result is 4 out of 5 times a correct result, a right decision. This is maybe around 2 out of 5 times. Normally a wrong decision is taken. Okay, so this is the average, that is research that has been worked out. Now, what is this 10 cycles per second? How does this 10 cycles per second arrived at? Scientists have been working on this, and they have said that between the planet Earth and the ionosphere around the Earth, there is a space, and that space is vibrating at 10 cycles per second. So when you are using your brain at 10 cycles per second, it is resonating with that 10 cycles, and that is what is making the left and the right brain work together. Yeah, starts working together, and that is when you get the maximum of intuition, maximum of good decisions, and positive results. So how we can bring down our brain working at 10 cycles per second? What are the 4 compartments in the mind? How the physical activities take place in our mind and the body? These things is what we have to learn, which we'll learn in the next talk of mine tomorrow. And what I'll be talking to is just a very small part of it, because in 5 minutes or 8 minutes of time you cannot give so much of elaborate working of the system, which I will give you when I do my workshops. We discuss this in more detail. The workshop on the Silva Ultra Mind ESP system. It's a 2-day workshop which is happening on 18th and 19th November here in Mumbai. So if anybody interested, you can always WhatsApp me on 982003926, and then we can discuss on that. Anybody, if it is somewhere in anybody else's city nearby, do join them. You'll really be able to take a mind to different at lower and deeper levels, and really do something good for yourself as well as for the universe. So we are concluding our discussion for today over here, and we will go further on this tomorrow to discuss on this different 4 deep sections of the mind and the 2 hemispheres of the brain, how we can bring them together. Thank you everyone for watching me, and keep this diagram, draw it and keep it ready for tomorrow, so that when I start discussing, you are able to visualize it on that piece of paper. Okay, thank you, bye bye, have a nice day, God bless.